Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Yakalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. Okay, so you have this article here from the People's Voice, which they fact check their information and their sources, and it says Meta secretly pressuring Trump admin for mandatory digital IDs in America. All right, which, based off of the prophecy, of course, this is going to happen. Right now, this digital ID is something that is happening worldwide, all around the world. And out here in Jamaica, the digital ID has a name, which is the National Identification System, or the NIDS. In India, it is called the Aadhaar system. All right, so they'll call it different names around the world, whichever country it is, but it's all the same thing. It is all the same plan by the wicked elite of Esau Edom, who are the so-called white people who rule the world today. They're putting this entire plan into motion. All right, so these digital IDs have been especially promoted by the World Economic Forum, and these digital IDs are a precursor, a part of the development stage leading towards that microchip, which the microchip is intended to hold all of your information on it, right? And then you know that there are people who are already microchipped that are using it for these same very purposes that it will be used for when it becomes mandatory. And these digital IDs are showing you the step, right? Because when you take a look at these digital IDs, okay, this is the digital ID framework, right? So the digital ID, this is from the World Economic Forum, right? And I do suggest, if you're interested, that you Google it. The digital ID is intended for entities, devices, and as you can see, that's a phone right there, people and things, okay? And this digital identity is intended to hold your healthcare information, your financial information, which means that your banking information, your bank account, all of that kind of stuff, food and sustainability, travel and mobility, right? So that's your passports, okay, and whatever else that is used to travel borders. Humanitarian response, e-commerce, online shopping will be a part of it. Your digital ID will be needed for it. Your digital ID will be needed to log into social platforms for social interaction, to access third-party services. Your digital ID will be needed for e-government, for government services, for citizens to access and use services, file taxes, vote, and collect benefits. And your digital ID will be needed for telecommunications. Telecommunications, we know that is like the cell phone, okay? And then when you look at what's going on with the phone right now, you know that mobile payments are a very big thing that's being pushed. For users to own and use devices, for service providers to monitor devices and data on the network. All right, so your digital identity is going to be attached to your phone, right? Smart cities, to monitor devices and sensors transmitting data such as energy usage, air quality, traffic congestion, okay? So whatever that part is for. But the main point here is that you can see that this one digital ID for individuals is meant to hold all of the information about them. All right, there isn't anything here that I can think of that is missing. Okay, and this is the plan, because this digital ID right now is being developed and is being launched country to country worldwide, and it's a step, right, towards the mark of the beast, which is that microchip. Because once you launch these digital IDs, people get onto the digital ID system, and then once they're on that system already, when it is that they launch their microchip and make it mandatory, they would have already had the system in place to simply just put onto the microchip. And then that's why when you go to the prophecy in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so you can see that he causeth all, so everyone is intended to get this microchip, right? And then no man might buy or sell, so you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have the microchip. Okay, so going back to the digital ID, it shows you, right? Because the digital ID, right, is going to be stored onto that microchip, and then you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have that microchip, because everything is going to be connected to it, right? You won't be able to conduct business unless you have it, the microchip, and you won't be able to conduct business unless you have the microchip. And once again, this is just very clearly showing you, right, the stage of this digital ID, right? That's why they're pushing it so heavily. So when it is that you see something like this, Meta secretly pressuring Trump admin for mandatory digital IDs in America, it is simply the step that they're taking, right, to push forward with their agenda. So Meta has been secretly pressuring the incoming Trump administration to roll out mandatory digital IDs in America for anyone who wants to access the internet, right? So digital ID, we go back to this, and access the internet, I would assume that, I don't know if it's social platforms, maybe it would fall under telecommunications, right? Because you can see that thing right there, that's the Wi-Fi sign, kind of, I think. But I'd assume it falls under that. But obviously it's falling under this system, okay? Meta VP and Global Head of Safety says the new online ID will be used to implement age verification at the operating system / app stores level. ReclaimTheNet.org reports, although the narrative around child safety and difficulties of parenting in the digital age dominates the article, the meat of it are the implications that this approach brings with it. Namely, it creates a situation where down the line, people would be forced to link real world identity to their phone's operating system. There it is, the telecommunications part, right? Their IDs to it, which is their digital ID linked to their telecommunications, okay? And everything they do using the phone is exposed to the OS. Davis goes into how the EU, notably via the Digital Services Act, is trying to resolve the problem of age verification, but doesn't think any existing methods are good enough. Instead, new regulation is needed, right? They argue, and that would be the one that applies to all apps. It means incorporating the point of approval into the OS or app stores. The parents would be notified when their child downloads an app, which would allow them to approve it, okay? It might not sound like a very reliable way to ensure compliance, but it would achieve some goals in the grand scheme of things, quite separate from what the think of the children argument seeks to present as the reason for the age verification push, right? Because this is how the devil works, man. He's not going to tell you straight up what his agenda is, even though, okay, in his media, right, television shows, movies, whatever else, he does show you what his plan is, right? He shows you what his plan is. You can see it in certain television show, certain movies. Westworld is a television show, right? In that television show Westworld, which is now cancelled, I believe it was in the last season, or maybe the season before, they showed like a chip that everyone had, right? Everyone had a chip, okay? And that chip was used to identify people. It was used to know people's past, and then they added something to it where it could tell people's futures as well, based on how they were living and stuff like that, okay? And then you also have Minority Report with Tom Cruise, where you're identified wherever you go automatically by the systems that are in place. And there are various other media where they have shown people microchipped and stuff like that. So they do show that, but they never, a part of their deception is that, like, in this part of it, like these kinds of articles and stuff, in a real world sense, so to speak, and not like their media or television shows and stuff like that, where people will always believe that those are fictional things. In the real world sense, when they're putting articles out there, they do put like a boogeyman out there or something, a scapegoat rather. I think that's the better analogy, I think. Like a scapegoat to say, oh, we're doing this because of this, but they have ulterior motives. That is the way how the devil works. The devil is the deceiver. All right. So Meta is trying to lead the way here in introducing industry standards. The proposal looks to embed the technology into different operating systems and app stores. When it comes to what a social media company should consider age-appropriate content, Meta is again urging common standards that would be observed by everyone. And some countries already require that parents provide government-issued ID to app stores in order for their children to use a phone and set up accounts. Meta wants the EU to mandate by a legislative framework that applies across all member states and for all apps teens use. Okay, so the main point here is that they're pushing the digital ID, and we know that the digital ID is a framework being set up so that when they usher in the mark of the beast, which is that microchip, the system is already in place. That's why they're speeding it up with launching these digital IDs worldwide, and then these central bank digital currencies, right? They're making the currency a digital payment system fully, and that central bank digital currency is going to be a part of your financial services, which is going to be a part of your digital ID, which will then be transferred onto that microchip, right? This is the plan of the devil. It is clear to see. It is all happening day in, day out, okay? And then I have some, just some very other quick updates, on payments.com. It's a website that provides a lot of updates regarding the incoming digital payment systems. And then they just provide statistics and stuff showing you how far along the nations around the world are in regards to accepting this new lifestyle, right? Because Esau uses gradualism, right? He doesn't just like drop it on the people. He takes his time and he slowly but surely gets people used to these systems, right? It's a very smart method to use, okay? Because sometimes some people, if you just bring it like that, you'll get a lot of revolt. But if you just slowly but surely just bring it in one day at a time, one system at a time, and the people just say, okay, well, this is the next step of how life is. So let me just, they move along with it. Oh, this is just the next step, instead of like this big thing that just drops on them. Okay, so 44% of UK consumers plan to use digital wallets beyond payments. Digital wallets beyond payments. So digital wallets are very popular over there in those NATO countries and European Union countries, right? So they're already using it for payments, but they plan to use digital wallets beyond payments. So let's see what this says. In recent years, digital wallets have become an essential tool for making online payments, but their uses are quickly expanding. In the UK, nearly half of the consumers, 44%, expect to continue using digital wallets in the next 3 years. According to Payments Intelligence Report, Digital Wallets Beyond Financial Transactions, UK edition, a collaboration with Google Wallet, UK consumers use digital wallets for far more than simple transactions. The report explores the growing influence. So this is what they use digital wallets for. So you see, this is all the plan, right? This is all it, man. And who knows if these statistics are even true or real, but they're going to put things like that out there, right? So that when people read it, they're like, ooh, okay, so this is how things are going. So it's not only digital wallets for payments, but it's digital wallets, right? For travel and transportation, event tickets, rewards, loyalty programs, discounts and coupons, verify identity, right? And you can see library card, membership card, driver's license. It's all going to be used for that. There you go. Medical records, insurance, or roadside assistance. And when you look at this stuff, that these digital wallets are, as it says, digital wallets to be used beyond payments, I go back to this very same image that shows you the digital identity and the things that are being included in it. The plan for all of these things to be included in it. And that's it, man. They're showing you very clearly. Then in this article right here, in Germany, 71% of German consumers use a digital wallet in the past year. Okay. And then it says here as well, they reveal insights into how Germans use digital wallets not just for financial transactions, right? But for other services like event access, transportation, and identity verification, right? So it's all clear to see. It is all clear to see, man, for those that have the eyesight to see it. For those that Yahweh Shemishai have awoken to see this prophecy, man. It is very close. Very close. It's only a matter of time, man. Truly, it is only a matter of time. And the scriptures say in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And so the vision is speaking right now. It is speaking because we're at the end. We're at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man. And as the scriptures say, it says that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau's kingdom is coming to an end and our kingdom is coming soon. All right? The end of Esau's kingdom is the beginning of our kingdom, the kingdom of the Israelites. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Right? So the vision is set. It is sure to come. As the Lord says that his word does not go out void and that it accomplishes, to paraphrase, it's going to come to pass. Right? So we're all very close to this prophecy, man, and you can see how it's all being developed. So the way things are right now, when observing the world and how things are right now, man, I mean, it can really be expedited again, because they did expedite this process in 2020 with that whole situation. And it has rapidly, in these past few years, have really rapidly developed. All right, so this devil knows what time it is, man, and he's getting ready to push his microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And so the message for you Israelites, man, you so-called niggers, Latinos, and Native Americans, is to not take it, because there's a judgment for it. In Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you will be destroyed. You don't have no chance for salvation, and it's a message only unto the Israelites, so as only we can be saved. So the Lord will be saving the elect of the nation of Israel, and a portion of our people will in fact be destroyed. All right, but the warning must go out to not take the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, or else you will be destroyed. All right, so this is another update regarding this prophecy, with many more to come. All right, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashemi Hashai, Bahashem Kodesh, Shalom.